If you are anything like me and believe that this shouldn't be called Thanksgiving weekend, it should be called Dove Season, then you have a home here. Welcome to The Go Show. If you're following along on Facebook, facebook.com/The Go Show with Mike Russell. Yes, my dancing game is getting better and better by the week. And by better, I mean whatever. I'm a 43-year-old white guy. Dancing isn't my thing. You know, don't hate the play, hate the game. Yeah, I'm just a play. I'm not a play. I just crush it out. Again, I love that song. I introduced my kids that song. They love the dang thing. It's crazy. But you have to get the edited version. Woohoo! Let me tell you, welcome. We celebrate all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state that we live in, and it is Thanksgiving weekend. I don't like that. I don't like Thanksgiving weekend because it is now the second half of Dove Season. Yeah. So excited. Got out and shot some birds this weekend. It's fantastic. I hope you're getting out there, and I hope I reminded a few of you. Others of you who said, oh, you know what? That's right. It's time for Dove Season. So get out there. We got a few weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. The rules are simple. We'll talk about a little bit later in the show. The rules are simple, same, except no white wings. So bird ID becomes very important in the second half of Dove Season. So make sure that you are following all of the rules. All right, and make sure that if you do have your hunt and fish license, that you have your migratory bird stamp. Remember. You can get over to any of the stores and grab those, or you can just go online to the portal. And speaking of online, if you missed any of last week's show, we had former director of your Arizona Game and Fish Department, Larry Voiles, on, and now the president of Wildlife for Tomorrow. Great show, explaining kind of the ins and outs and really giving you an inside look at what's going on in the department and what was going on in the future of the department. It's very fascinating. Get over to our podcast. You can find it on both stations' websites, on KFYI and on Fox Sports. And you can get it always on the very free iHeartRadio app. So check it out, will you? And I've been I've been getting this beard thing going. So this is week 3 of Movember, and it's coming. I think it's coming in all right. And I've been getting some comments on it. And I want to talk about beards a little later, because the main comment that I'm getting is, well, yeah, you should have a beard. You're the outdoor guy. I just don't know where that, maybe it's a Grizzly Adams vibe, I don't know, but we'll get to that a little bit later in the show. So, Paddle Fest was last weekend. And this is an event that's put on by Lower Gear Outfitters and Southwest Kayaks. My man Dallas Shoemaker and the Butel family from Cactus Run Outdoors put on a fantastic event in Lake Havasu. And I'll tell you, I really didn't know what to expect. This is the culmination of all of their kayak fishing tournaments throughout the year. So I'll get you over there. Go to their Facebook page. Get over to Lower Gear and Southwest Kayak's Facebook page, and you can find their schedule. They actually have a kayak fishing series, and this is the Tournament of Champions. This is where all the champions get together, and they basically battle it out. Who wins? Who takes it all? And there's cash prizes, there's prizes, it's just a lot of fun. And then there's a sister tournament for guys like me that didn't exactly win any of the tournaments this year. I only went to 2. And by the way, this is the second. I didn't get out a lot to the tournaments this year, but next year I am committed to make at least half of the tournaments in the series. So there was a sister tournament going on, which is just a regular tournament for everybody to go out there, hang out and have some fun. Yeah, there's some lessons that I learned, and I want to share those with you, because I want to introduce you to kayak fishing in general, because kayak fishing is something that I think everyone should take a look at. There's a fascinating article that I read this week on, basically you should consider a kayak before you consider a bass boat. And no matter what the price range you're looking in, you should look into kayak fishing first. And here's why I got into kayak fishing. I absolutely love kayak fishing, and I had to write something down here because I got to make sure that my people get a little shout out here in just a moment. But I want to get a a real easy vision of this and why I chose to get into kayak fishing instead of going to get a bass boat. We all know that bass boat, just boat. Boat stands for breakout another thousand. Boats are an expensive hobby. They are. There's really no two ways about it. It's an exciting hobby. It's a lot of fun. I'm not discouraging you from getting a bass boat because they are amazing. They're fun to fish from. It's great family fun. Trust me, you can justify the expense because it's wonderful family fun. But going over the kayaks, there's a lot less maintenance. You don't have to register them. The trailer that you get a permanent registration for the trailer. So it's mostly an upfront expense to getting into kayak fishing. Now, you can go get a sit-on-top kayak, a fishing kayak, for, $500-600. And it's, once again, nothing to sneeze at. But I'm giving you these ideas because it is now shopping season. It is now Christmas shopping season. So I want you to really consider this and then maybe ask for one for Christmas. You see how we're doing that? But you can go all the way up to the Hobies and in the really high-end fishing kayaks for a few $1,000s. I have two of the Hobie kayaks. I have the Outback and the Pro Angler 14. And I have had more fun on these things than I have in any other outdoor toy that I have. Really. Because they're a lot of fun. And the Hobies are great. The Hobies are great because they're pedal drive. So it's none of the, this kind of nonsense with your hands all the time when you're trying to fish. I envy the people that can do that because I watch them out on these tournaments and I see them paddling and it's fantastic. The skill that's involved with keeping their kayak in the right spot and then fishing and really concentrating on what they're doing while they're keeping their boat under control. It's really fantastic to watch. But it's an easy sport to get into, and I encourage you to try it. So let's just put it that way. I got into it because of the low cost of entry, and it doesn't cost me much after that. I accessorized it. And by the way, if you're going to buy a kayak, speaking of accessories, don't accessorize it right away. If you're asking for a kayak for Christmas, or you're going to go treat yourself to a kayak for Christmas, get a base model and then go from there. Get out and try it out, see what you want, see what you like, and then accessorize it. Don't go buy a bunch of junk that's just going to sit in a crate because you found out you just don't need it, okay? So get into that. It's a lot of fun. I went out there to Paddle Fest, and I got there a little bit late because it was a hard thing to find, but understand where they have this, and I want you to go next year because where they have it is a beautiful beach. They've got the whole thing. It's like a park area and a beach. It's very low key. It's a wonderful place to camp, and just the beach access and everything is fantastic. And you're right by the channel. So when we're dealing with Havasu, you're right by the channel that leads to the London Bridge with all the bars and all the fun stuff going on. It's just a great spot. So I got out there a little bit late. I started talking to Dallas from Lower Gear and talked to the Butels. And by the way, Alex Butel, she was so wonderful. She actually guided me in on the phone. And I talked to our friends from Riverbound. I ran into our buddies from Riverbound Sports. You've got to find them in Tempe. If you want to even think about paddleboard, stand-up paddleboard, these are the people to talk to. They are welcoming, they're kind, they're knowledgeable, they know what they're doing. Get out to Tempe and get to Riverbound. They are absolutely fantastic. But I got there a little bit late, and I got out. I didn't know anything about fishing Havasu. I did a little bit of research online, and that's about it. I was going out there cold. So I asked the Butels, what do you guys fish here? What should I throw? And they gave me a few suggestions, and I went out there, and I just started paddling around and having a great time. And I caught some good fish. I posted a few of those on Facebook, and I can't tell you how fun it is to connect on a fish in a kayak. It's so much fun. And later in the year, obviously, we're going to start talking about our buddy out there, the Sea Samurai. Hi! We go fishing out of La Jolla in the Pacific Ocean in a kayak and get into really big fish. It is so much fun and something that I definitely encourage you to do. By the way, there's a good gift option. And we're going to talk about gift giving a little bit later in the show. That's a good gift option. Call the Sea Samurai and book a charter for your favorite angler in your life or yourself. Just treat yourself, right? Treat yourself. We have a really fun show planned. We are going to get into the beard thing. I've got to talk about this. We've got to get into the beard thing. With a little bit of Thanksgiving weekend, we're going to talk a lot about dove season, and I'm going to get into our gift giving. We're going to talk about this for the next few weeks, and really cool gifts. I mean, real ideas, not just how to buy for the outdoors man or woman in your life. I'm talking about actual gifts. I'm talking about stuff that they are going to absolutely love, from stocking stuffers all the way up to the big kayak. So we have a big show. Thank you so much for being with us. More to come right here on The Go Show.